All right, take two. Let's see how this is going to work. We are trying again to see if these live videos, sometimes it's so tricky to get the hang of it. If I just talk with Angelique on my phone, she should be popping on here any minute. And let's think of something to do while we're waiting, while we're waiting. Mm-hmm. Do 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 do. How many of you know what this picture is behind me? This is a picture of Multnomah Falls. It is one of my favorite places that we would go to back home on the Columbia River Gorge. And lo and behold, I move across the country. Hey, I move across the country. I go to Hobby Lobby. I'm looking at posters. And the only waterfall nature scenes that I can find out here in Tennessee was 2 pictures of Multnomah Falls. Of course, I snatched them up and put them up in my home, and it made my house just feel so much more like I was at home, being able to look at those pictures. I spent many a day, many an hour in that place as I grew up in the Pacific Northwest. So I just think it's funny that I have these pictures of in Tennessee. Yay, it worked!
Yes. That is awesome. Perfect. All right. So happy.
So, this is Angelique Jackson.
Hello.
Fellow competitor in the next Impactor.
Yes.
Both of us have a very similar vision and mission in life.
Right.
So tell us about yours. Tell us about you. Can you hear me?
A little bit. It's starting to break up just a little. Oh. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I'm really thinking maybe it's the Mercury retrograde.
Isn't it
with technology?
Huh? It's something.
It is, because yesterday everything crashed. I couldn't go live yesterday with on my Insta story with one of my colleagues. So we were going to talk about what I'm doing today in reference to being able to just be a light to our youth. Because part of my mission is always giving back to our community. So just being a light to our young ladies and letting them know that all is possible, that just because they grow up in a specific environment doesn't mean that abundance is out of their reach. It doesn't mean that they can't achieve their goals, because some of the greatest people come from all walks of life. So we were going to talk about that, but yes. Can everyone hear me okay?
I can hear her. How about you guys? Cheryl, can you hear her?
Yeah.
Jessica? We've got some people here already.
All right.
Let us know in the
comments.
I'm
looking forward to chatting with you.
Yes, me
too. Excited. Love that I'm meeting you here in this competition. And I think I lost
I had a vision of this competition last night. I was thinking all of us impactors are being drawn together, and all of us have this unique ability to love and to shine and to show up and be there for one another. And I hope that as we get competitive, that we'll be able to keep those in the forefront, not let anything negative get in our way, like jealousy or envy or strife.
Exactly. But see, I look at it this way, and I agree with you. I really hope that people do see it, but we're all winners in this competition already. We've already won. And the reason why I think that is because we've each taken a step. And maybe for some, it's taken a step out of their comfort zone. Who knows? But we've taken a step to enter into this competition, to do video, to be a part of this community. So that makes us all winners from the start. Regardless of
Absolutely.
who's at the top, we're all winners from the start. So I'm excited to see our journeys together. I'm excited to just be surrounded by incredible individuals with amazing stories and backgrounds and what their mission is. A lot of us are, we're all similar in nature in terms of us wanting to be of service to others. And
Mm-hmm.
that is the fundamental aspect, is what this competition does to me is that it shines that light on people who are a light in this world. And I love that. Absolutely love that. So we're all winners.
We are winners.
Yes. So share a little bit about yourself with me. I saw your video. I think you are so amazing. You're so adorable. You have a great voice. Like I wish to share with you. I wish I could sing.
Yeah. Well, I love to sing. Music's always been a huge part of my soul and who I am. But
That's
I kept
awesome.
it to myself. It's always been to myself and to my family until a couple years
Hmm.
ago. I decided to bring it out and start sharing it and developing it a bit more. And
Uh-huh.
so that's just where I find my joy is in through song and music. And my mission is to help people who have had similar situations where they've kept their hobby, they've kind of turned it into a hobby, but like big parts of who they are kind of held
Hmm.
back because of the responsibilities of life or pressures of fear of judgment or whatever. And
Right.
I hope to help people embrace all of who they are and bring it all into
Yes.
picture so that they can just shine
Yes.
out of every facet of their life and that hold nothing
Exactly.
back.
Hold
Mm-hmm.
nothing back. There is no
Yeah.
holding back. Because I've always believe, because so often I see, like, even with my clients, I see that they come with a piece of them where they have these limiting doubts or beliefs about themselves, or their confidence level may have waned, or they're not confident. They may be confident in who they are, but may not be confident in their skill set, or they
Yeah.
believe that what society's narrative of them is, or they believe what someone has told them over time, and they started to believe it themselves, like, oh, you
Right.
can't do that, that's impossible, oh, that's a little out of your reach, why don't
Yes.
you just stick with this part, or right here, this is what you're good at, or something along those lines. And it starts to sink into them, and in the back of their mind they start to believe it, and then little pieces of them, they start to feel this emptiness, this void, this brokenness. But I truly believe that we're not broken. We are beautiful, beautiful, beautiful masterpieces. With all the pieces that we've gone through, every experience that we've gone through in our lives has put us to who we are today. This masterpiece of a human being, this light that shines. And when we see ourselves as a mosaic, beautiful, unique, one of a kind piece of art, amazing things happen. I mean, it really does.
Yes.
Amazing things begin to happen. So I'm excited to really just spread the word about that. So like I'm creating this project called the Mosaic Project, and a book that will be accompanying that called Broken into Place, the Mosaic Project. So helping individuals see, no matter what pain they've gone through, no matter what has caused them to feel as if they're broken, to show them that they're not, that all those pieces have come together to help them to be whole and beautiful and unique and wonderful, and elevate higher and be able to achieve all that they want to achieve in life. We just have to work through it, and
Exactly.
move forward in our light.
Exactly.
Yes,
Yes.
in our light, in our divine greatness.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And not put
Yeah,
any limits on it and just
no
like,
limits. Nope.
mm-hmm.
There are no limits. There are no limits. So, like when people say the sky's the limit, I always challenge them with that. I'm like, really? Is the sky the limit? So you're saying there's nothing beyond the sky? The sky is the clouds. There's so much more. There's the
Right.
vastness of the universe. It's ever expanding, it's ever growing, it's just constantly going. into this
Yep.
infinite possibilities. So why would we say the sky's the limit? The sky is only the stopping point. It's only one destination to a higher destination that we are destined for. So
Right.
there is no sky. There
Yeah.
is no limitations. Only limitations are the limitations that we place on ourselves. And I want to help others to not place any limitations on what they can achieve and what they can do. Because amazing
Yeah.
things can happen when you have that undying, unbreakable belief that abundance is always around us and that anything is possible. Right.
When you're working with your clients, do you find
Mhm.
that they have like a breaking point where they hit the sky, but then they're gonna keep going further? Do they go through big shifts and changes?
They do. And so they come, my clients come from different places in their life. So some may come where they've already reached the sky and they're like, okay, I've achieved this goal that I want, but then they still feel like there's something more. And that's because our spirit is always moving to have something more because that's abundance. That's being limitless. That's being ever expanding. That's having that growth in us. We've achieved this. Now let's go for more. And so
Mm,
some will come to me already in that place, knowing what they want to do, what they want to do, but they don't know how to get there. And then some will come to me where they have no idea, no clue. And then I help them get to that point and then they stop themselves and like, okay, I've gotten here. And then sometimes what it is, and once we start peeling back that onion, peeling back the layers
mhm,
and looking at what I call your 3 Bs, your barriers, your blocks, and your blind spots, and really starting to look at that, they start to see that maybe there was fear, that they are a little afraid of the unknown. They've achieved this because they've been saying that they want to achieve this, but then they're afraid that maybe this is all I can achieve. Maybe I
mm.
can't do more. And so that's when I help them to see that there's still more that they can do. We're all, our bodies are always pushing. So I'm big on health and wellness. So
Oh,
I'm big on and wellness. And so when I talk to my clients and I say, okay, so think about when you go to the gym and you get fatigued that first week, but you push through it. So the
right.
next week you get better. And then the next week you get better. It started off as a challenge and then you hit a plateau, but then you challenge yourself to do more. And then you realize, wow, I didn't think I could do this. I didn't think I could lift 200 pounds. I didn't think I could run 5 miles, But because you kept going and you didn't give up, and because you kept moving forward and kept pushing forward, you realize that your body, your mind, your spirit, everything will catch up to that point. Everything will be right there for you. You just have to have that strength and that courage to continue to move forward. Yeah.
Right. My
Yeah.
little guy just walked in the room. Let's see.
Oh,
He
how old?
is 4 years old. Here he is.
Hi, cutie. Oh, I remember when mine were that age. They are adults now, 26,
I mean,
24, and 17. So,
yeah.
yeah, what
26,
is his
24, and
name?
17. This is
Yes.
Langston.
Hi,
Langston.
Langston.
Can you say
You
hi?
want to join
He's
our
on to me.
conversation? Hi. You are adorable. You're helping mommy today? Yes.
I love you too, baby. All right. Can you
Oh,
shut the door? Shut the door. I'll be out in a little bit.
oh, he is
Ah,
so cute. Is that
isn't
your
he
only
sweet?
one?
I also have a daughter. She's 10. So,
She's 10. Oh, nice.
yeah,
Those
10
are
and
precious
4.
ages.
They are.
Yes,
So,
I miss those ages sometimes. I do. I look at mine now, and especially my 17-year-old son, I'll just say, do you want to spend some time with me today? Oh, what do you want to do? And I tell him, well, let's just go somewhere. I don't know. My friends want to hang out. Okay.
oh, yeah.
All right.
Better
Go hang out
soak it
with your
up while I
friends.
can.
Right.
Yeah.
And then my daughters, my youngest daughter, she hangs with me quite often, but we're a close knit group. My kids are
That's
wonderful.
wonderful.
They've always been my reason, one of my reasons why I do what I do. because
Yeah.
I want them to be able to live and grow up in a world that's filled with unlimited possibilities. And just I want them to see the beauty of life and everything around us, and not worry and be so sucked into the negative energy of just people's doubt and disbeliefs about things. So, because this is really and
That's
truly a beautiful world that we live in. Life is beautiful. Life is wonderful.
It's beautiful that you've created that for your children too, and that you've shown your
Yeah.
light into their lives and given them that perspective of so that they can see
Yes.
the beauty of the world. That's
Yes.
beautiful.
I do. So I've done as much as I possibly can. Now it's really up to them. I've always encouraged them to be who they are, to be comfortable in their own skin, to be able to just feel free to be their unique self and not feel like they have to conform to anyone's way of being, or anyone's what anyone's tell them that they how they should act or how they should be or how they should believe, because we all have our individual journeys. And so when you go through your own individual journeys on your own, you because you have this awakening, this connection, this belief and this confidence and this glow about yourself and this view on life that's different, because now it's no longer someone telling you how to see the world, but now it's you seeing the world for what you see it as, you know.
Amen
Yeah.
to that. That's beautiful. That's what I've been experiencing too. And that's part of
Yeah.
another part of my mission is for people like, yeah, because like I started on this spiritual journey about 10 years ago, where I finally just came to a
Absolutely.
place where I mean I had always been told how to be and what to think and everything else and what my limits were and who I could be and things like that. And there was a time in my life where I was just like I I just don't see that. And I feel like I even think I even said I feel like we're the blind leading the blind. I feel like we don't really know what's true because what I'm being told sure doesn't ring true in my heart. And so I ended up, are you still there? I don't know if she's there or not. But anyway, you just described life experiencing it through myself. And I think I lost her because she's gone. Hopefully she'll drop back on here because I want to talk more about what you were just saying because it's so right on. So hopefully she'll pop back on here. Who's here with me? We still got people watching? Let's see. Hopefully she can get back on here. Mercury's in retrograde. It's making the world not work well. Okay. Apparently. Let's see. Maybe she can get back on. I'll just give it a few more minutes. Check out over here. See if she can pop back on here with me. Hey, Scott's with us. Waiting to see if Angela can pop back on here. She got pulled off for some reason. Yes, she said she's going to try to come back on. Mm-hmm. Ooh.
All right, here we are.
Yay.
We are back. Okay. See, things happen. So I said, well,
They do.
maybe I just need to. I know that was my cue that I needed to start moving.
Oh, okay. Well, we probably should
But
wrap it
no,
up so
it's
you don't have to
okay. I
do
can
it.
still have time to talk and and be on the conversation because I'm enjoying the conversation with you. So
Yeah, me
I
too.
just wanted to pick up where we left off, and then continue on being a light to others.
Yeah.
So
Well, you were talking about everybody experiencing it for themselves, and I had
yes, everyone
yeah,
experiencing life for themselves, having their own individual journey, feeling free to be able to believe and think the way that they want. And that's a
yes.
part of like one of the fundamental aspects of what I teach with my clients, be it my personal development clients or even my executive clients. I talk about that shift in your mindset because your mindset fundamentally is at the core of everything. You either have a growth mindset or you have a scarcity mindset. You either have
Mm-hmm.
an abundance mindset or you think in lack, in terms of lack. But when we start to shift our mindset and shift our perspective, you start to see the world differently. You start to attract different. You start to feel different. You start to look at the world differently. You start to look at yourself differently
Mm-hmm.
because now
Mm-hmm.
you're no longer looking at yourself from a place of what you don't have, but you start to celebrate all the things you do have, those
Yeah.
gifts that we were innately born with, you know. So when I see that and when I think about that, um, with my clients, and I just tell them, walk your own unique journey. We all came into this world unique. No two fingerprints are alike, and that's by design. That's by infinite, like divine design by our creator. No two
Right.
fingerprints are alike, and there's a reason. And that's because we are all unique. We all have a gift. We are all connected in terms of our energy, in terms of our spirit, in terms of being in this world. But we all have a uniqueness, a unique pattern, a unique gift, a divine gift and greatness that we're meant to shine a light on this world so that we're all showing the beauty that is within ourselves and the beauty that's in others.
Yeah. And it allows, it makes the picture bigger. It allows us to see
Yes.
something that we couldn't see before because somebody else is shining that something that is a little
Right.
bit different than what's within us. So it just
Exactly.
makes the picture even more beautiful.
It
Yeah.
does. It really does make it so much more beautiful. And I think that's what's beautiful about what we do, and about all the individuals that I've seen in the videos I've seen in this Impactor competition, the 100 contestants that are here. I watched each and every last one of them, and I've been blown away. Not just blown away in terms of a wow factor, but just blown away in my spirit. Just feel so fulfilled and alive to know that there are individuals who are out there just really shining their light, doing incredible things, because together is how we make this world so much better. Is how we begin, because it's that ripple effect. All it takes is
Hmm.
that one pebble. We're that one pebble to throw it out there in the ocean and cause that ripple effect to create something more beautiful, more magical, and an awakening in others so that they can see their light as well. So I love what we do, and I love the journey that we're on. You know,
I love that we're being all collected together. It's
yes,
really wonderful.
collectively,
Hmm.
it is collectively together. It is a beautiful thing. Um, so what are some of the other things you would like to know? Because I can talk forever. I'm
Mm.
a chat. I'm a storyteller. I can talk about almost
You're
anything.
very, yes.
Yes.
Well, let's see. We talked about what about you had said you wanted to talk more about being the light. Maybe we just did that. What
Yes.
does it look like to what does it look like to work with you? Like, how do people get connected with you?
The way that they get connected with me is one of several ways. They can reach out to me via social media through my Instagram or through my Facebook page or through my website. My website and my company is Be Elevated, Live Life Limitless. So the website would be BELEVATED LLC.com. Me there, or they can reach out on my Instagram through via chat. there through the DM, and that's Be Elevated Now, or through Facebook. And they can also reach out to me via phone. So if anyone's interested, they could DM me, and I will schedule a time for them to have a conversation, because they can schedule a free consultation with me through my website. It's on the
Okay.
first page, and I do 30-minute free consultations, just to go over a little bit about who they are, because I like to get to know
Okay.
them first and to see if I am someone who can be, if I am the right person to work with them. Because if I'm
Okay.
not, I will refer them to someone else. So I do an initial
Nice.
intake, and then from there, we then go into, once we decide that we're a good fit for one another, then we move forward into whichever package it may be. If it's a just a discovery for them to figure out what their purpose is, or if they want to go through a complete total life transformation, where they want to look at every aspect of their life, then I customize it to their particular needs. I don't do a cookie cutter approach, because we're all unique and different. We all come from different backgrounds, different experiences, different viewpoints. But at the fundamental core of it all is, I want to find out what let's look at what your 3 B's are: your barriers, your blocks, and your blind spots. And then let's then create these activities that you have.
Oopsies.
Yeah, every week they have activities that they have to complete. If we're in an 8-week session, or if we're in a 12-week session, it just depends on what it is. And if they're a part of my group session, my group coaching, then that's a little bit different. Then I have them have accountability partners within the group. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
That's really nice. And how, like, what's the age range? Do you find that there's certain age groups of people that come to get coaching like this, or
I find,
is it all over?
it's kind of all over in some
Yeah.
respect. I get some that are young, in their early to mid 20s, and they're the ones who come in. They really want to know what they're here for. They want to figure out what is their purpose in life. They sometimes they feel, and I don't know if it's a generational thing, but they feel as if they're not doing enough, that they should be somewhere that they're not, that they should be so much further ahead than what they are. And I have to help them to take a step back and realize that there is no particular time but your own time. You can't look at anyone else's timing on how they got somewhere, or how long it took them to get there, because that was their path. That's not yours. Let's focus on you, because if you're too busy focusing on what everyone else is doing and the path that they are on and how quickly they moved over here or not, you'll miss your own opportunity. So I want to help them to be able to just really focus on their particular purpose, what it is that they want to achieve in life, and help them get centered on being comfortable within themselves and looking at their timeline, not anyone else's. So those are usually the younger ones. But majority of my clients are in their, I would say, late 20s, around 29 to about, surprisingly, I have a client that's 63. So,
Yeah.
so
That's
yeah, so
wonderful.
it's I don't really think that there's any particular age. I just think that
Yeah.
there's a particular awakening that happens in an individual, and they say, okay, this is the time. This is the
Yeah.
time for me to transform and elevate,
And
live my
that's what.
best
Are you
life,
still there? You
because
got.
I've been living someone else's life, I've been doing things based off of what someone else was telling me.
Yes.
And so now I just want I think I just want the world to know that they can achieve and do anything. They can live their best life, because they can. Nothing can stop them.
At any
Nothing.
age. Yes.
At any age, it doesn't matter. I mean, you look at some of the most
Yeah.
wealthy people. I mean, Oprah, she didn't become Oprah until she's well into her 40s. You didn't have some individuals, they didn't start when they were young. You had some young individuals that were prodigies and were very successful. But again, it just goes back to, that was their journey. That was their path. That was
Mm-hmm.
They're designed. So let's look at what you are meant to do, what you want to achieve, and let's get you there. It's not so much of how fast can I get there. It's just a matter of just getting there and not giving up. It's like the hare and the tortoise. You know, the hare kept
Right.
saying, "Oh, I have time. I can run. I can do whatever." This tortoise is a joke, but the tortoise ended up winning because the tortoise said, "I know I'm gonna keep going. I don't care what you say.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna keep going
Mm-hmm.
until I cross that finish line." So
Mm-hmm.
I want everyone to just keep going and keep moving forward. Regardless of the obstacles, we can work past those obstacles and achieve the success that you want to achieve.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love listening to you. You are so grounded, and just in the way
Thank
that you
you.
speak is so loving and encouraging, and I hope we
Thank
get
you
lots more
so
chances to
much.
talk.
We
Yeah.
will have a lot more chances to talk. I am, as you can see, because you asked about how, what it's like working with me, I'm very hands on. I'm very, I believe in people. I believe in their ability to be great. So I want them to believe in them as much as I believe in them. I want them to believe in themselves as
Yeah.
much as I believe in them. From a young age, I've always been able to see someone's greatness, not their flaws, but their beauty, because flaws are just,
Mm-hmm.
they are what they are. It doesn't wholly define them and say that this is all that they who they are. No, there's more to an individual than just, you know so I want them to be able to know that they can achieve anything. I mean, growing up, I grew up, born and raised in Southern California. I grew up in South Central LA, and people would say, yeah, you're really not going to achieve too much. You don't really have too many opportunities. But my Nana, who's my grandmother, she was always my light.
Mm.
She
Did I
would walk
lose you
into a
again?
room and the light
I want to hear
would,
about your Nana.
yes, my Nana. She's my inspiration, my mentor. May she rest in peace. But she was by far the most incredible person. She was my light. She was the person that told me
Yeah.
I could do anything I wanted to do in life, that nothing can stop me from achieving anything I wanted to achieve in life. And I am forever, forever humbly grateful. Like she
Oh,
made
you're
me as
breaking up again. Are you still there?
I'm here.
Okay. You're just kind of frozen on the screen. Must just be going through different service areas, maybe. Oh,
The area that I'm in.
there we
I'm
go.
in Pacific Palisades, so there are a lot of like
You're
canyons and
back.
things. So I'm on the border of Malibu
You're
and
back.
Pacific Palisades. Okay,
Okay.
perfect.
Yeah. She's
Yes.
back.
So being in the little canyon area, sometimes it could be a little dicey. So I apologize
Yeah.
for that.
Okay.
But I
That's
was talking
okay.
about my Nana. She was my inspiration. She was the spark that I already had a spark, but she was that light that just helped to ignite that spark and turn it into this raging flame, to know that I could do anything I wanted to do in life, that nothing could stop me. So I want to be able to do that for others. So that's always been my mission. I
Oh,
did very
so sweet.
well in
Yeah.
corporate America. I graduated with my bachelor's degree. I have two master's degrees. I was regional sales manager, VP of a corporation. Well, in corporate America, at the core essence of everything I've ever done, it was always, how can I help someone be the best
Yeah.
version of how can I help you to achieve what you want to achieve? That's when you
It's
and
breaking
just
up again.
meditating. Oh no. Okay. I'm gonna pull over for a
There you
second
go.
and let me know.
Meditating. Gotcha.
Yes, I was meditating and I realized through one of my meditations, I came out of my meditation. And this is why I say that the universe is always speaking to us and giving us signs and giving us inspiration. We just have to be open enough to listen to it. I came
Yes.
out of meditation and immediately, once I started writing in my journal, I wrote the name Be Elevated, Live Life Limitless. You are meant to be a life coach. You are meant to be a light. You're not meant to work in corporate America anymore. You learned everything that you needed to learn from corporate America. Now you need to take everything that you've learned, everything that you experienced, all your skills and knowledge, and take that and pour that into others to help them to be a light and to
Well,
help
I
them
think
to
that's,
be able to achieve their goals. So
and it sounds like you're doing that, and it's beautiful. And
yes. And it's such a
yes,
beautiful thing. It really and truly is. It's such a beautiful thing. I am I am so grateful. I am so humbly grateful and appreciative of all that I have, all that I've gone through, all that I am in being of service to others, being of service and being able to help others to be able to walk out confidently, walk out with their heads held high, walk out with their mindset shifted to knowing that the possibilities are endless, that abundance is
yes,
always here, that infinite opportunities are always here in front of us. So I can't I can't express my gratitude enough. That's why I write in my gratitude journal. I keep a my kids laugh at me sometimes because I have my purse, right? So in my purse, I always keep my little notebook because anytime I'm hit with inspiration, I write it down. Or when I'm grateful for something, no matter how small or how big, I'll write down what it is that I'm grateful for because gratitude is a beautiful thing. It really is. Because I'm grateful for life. The doctors, when I was
yes,
born, said that I wouldn't be who I am today, but here I am. You know, when I went through chemo, not chemo, but radiation treatment for cancer, but here I am today. You know,
yeah.
so yeah, yeah. So life is beautiful. I'm grateful every day that I wake up, and I want everyone else to be grateful for and appreciative and happy. Just live a
Yeah.
life of happiness, doing the things that they love to do.
And giving people the mindset. It's really all it comes down to mindset, and that
It does.
the
It does come down to
yeah.
mindset. It really does come down to mindset. And I think that sometimes that's the hardest thing for people is to shift their mindset from what they've known. And then sometimes what I experience is that they get so frustrated because they're like, well, I should be able to do this. This shouldn't I should already have it shifted. And I have to remind them, I'm like, how old are you? If they're 32, I'm like, for 32 years, you've thought one way. Don't
Mm-hmm.
expect your shift to happen in 32 hours. You
Right.
know, it takes time. So there's steps to shifting your mindset. There's steps to taking what that view and moving it around to seeing life a different way. And you're going to have some
Yeah.
setbacks. You're going to have times where you feel frustrated. You're going to have times where you have negative thoughts, and that's okay. We're all
Mm-hmm.
human. That's something that happens. But the tools that I give my clients is to be able to take it, even when they have the negative mindset, and whenever that time hits, they're instantly able to shift it back because now they
Yeah.
become more aware of themselves, more aware of what it is that they're thinking, and they're easily more readily able to shift that back the other way into more of a
Yep.
positive growth mindset. Yes.
And stay
So
focused on where
mindset
they
is
are.
definitely key.
It is.
Yeah.
Like one thing that I see a lot and with my work is this just like the analytical mind that wants to make everything black or white, a very systemic
Right.
way of life. And so many of us have that mindset, and then and how it shapes our outside world if we see
Right.
through those eyes, and then being able
I
to help
know.
them incorporate the intrinsic value of life, and then open up that
Hmm.
whole new understanding of the world around them and experiencing life not from a system way, but from a way of infinite value
Hmm.
and infinite worth, and just and how,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Because there is value and there is infinite worth in each of us. There are there's just in that analytical mind, it can be very challenging and very difficult. That's
Okay.
something that that I've often been challenged with is more of my analytical mind because I'll sit there and I'm like, okay, let me process this. I'm gonna go through every little thing. Like, wait a minute. So what is this? This and this, and try to analyze every piece
Yeah.
of it. For a long time I called myself a self-proclaimed perfectionist because I analyzed everything and everything had to be just so, and it just had to be so. And then I realized that was my controlling side. I was trying to control the flow of how things were instead of
Yeah.
just letting it be and leaning into that flow. I was I was actually being resistant to the
Yeah.
natural flow. So now that I'm more aware of that, I don't consider myself to be a perfectionist anymore. Although my kids will beg to differ, like, Mom, you like things a certain way.
Of
Well,
course, of
no.
course.
But that was my biggest challenge. And when I learned to shift my mindset was more of that analytical mind, having to
Yeah.
keep control. And I realized it was me needing to have control because so many things in my life growing up was out of my control that I
Yeah.
felt a need to hold on to having control of my life in this situation because I didn't want anyone else to control me, you know. So we go through
Right.
that,
Right.
and then in doing that I had to then ask myself, like, wait a minute,
Oop,
why am
you're frozen
I
again.
going to, oh no, why am I
There, you're
going
back now.
to, okay. So going through that, I said, why am I going to control myself? I didn't want anyone else controlling me, so why am I controlling and limiting my own thoughts and
Yeah.
limiting my own gifts? Why am I doing that to myself? So I
Mm-hmm.
went from thinking that I was doing good but that was a barrier. That was a blind spot. That was something I felt like I had to put this wall around me to protect myself, but I didn't have to. I had to, by doing that, I was caging myself in. So then I
Yeah.
learned to just let go and lean into the flow and lean into exactly all the things that is around us, and letting go. I have learned to let go of things so much easily. I let go of anger. I let go of um, energy vampires. People
Yeah.
who, they just kind of suck the life out of you. And I've learned that it's okay to let go of those things. I've let go of the past. I've let go of other things. I've just learned to let go of what is not in my best interest,
Mm-hmm.
and let go of the control, and let go of the negative thoughts, and let go of the things that was not serving me to be of service to others, you know. So once
Yeah.
I realized that, then now I just lean into it. Now I just lean into the flow, and I go within. Self-care is so vitally important. So you have your mindset, and then you have your self-care. So you
Mm-hmm.
have to have self-care, because you have to keep yourself centered, keep yourself in alignment, keep yourself um, feeling balanced and whole. Because if you're constantly moving, going, you'll hit a burnout. And then
Right.
you hit a state of where a lot of those things that make us like anxious and worried and all of that starts to hit us. So I'm a big proponent. I talk to my clients about self-care. So my clients have to have 3 journals that they write in daily. They have a self-care journal, a gratitude journal, and their mindset journal.
Nice.
Yes. So they have to have those 3 journals because those are the 3 pillars to completely transforming your entire life and being able to have abundance.
How long have you been working with clients?
I've been on my own for with Be Elevated. I launched Be Elevated in November of 2017. I walked away from corporate America in 2018, so about a year now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very
And
nice.
so
I just love me
Yeah.
talking with you. We have similar, we do very similar work in with
Yes.
as a habit finder coach, but the way that I want to know you better. I want to I'm gonna give you a
I want to know
call, get
you
that
as
30-minute free
well.
call.
Oh, you
You're
are
just so
so
grounded. I
wonderful.
can see that.
Thank you. Thank you. I
Yeah,
appreciate it. I
it's
appreciate
beautiful.
it. Because
Yeah.
spirituality is part of it too. I'm very my spiritual journey, I always go within. So when I know I need to take time out to just feed my soul, feed my spirit, but I do I have daily rituals. And this is something I teach with my clients, is to have a daily ritual.
Hmm.
And so these daily rituals is, I don't look at social media. I don't pick up my phone to do anything outside of one app that I open up. The moment that I wake up, I give thanks, and show my gratitude, and then I write in my gratitude journal. Then I go into meditation, because I use Insight Timer to go into and do either a time meditation. And usually my meditation is anywhere between 12 to 20 minutes in meditation prayer. Once I do that, then I go into my workout regimen. So either my stretching and yoga, and then I give, go in with my kids and just hug them, and because they all still live with me, so
Yeah.
and just tell them I love them and give thanks for them, and tell them how grateful I am for them being in my life, and being for them choosing me to be their mom. you know
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So I am so grateful for that. So this groundedness is really coming from a place of gratitude. It's just coming from a place of feeling balanced, of feeling whole, of feeling at peace with everything. I'm at peace with all of my experiences that I've gone through. I'm at peace with who I am, and I'm really confident in knowing where my future is. I know what I'm meant to do in this world. I know what my divine
Yeah.
purpose is, and that's to be a light to others, and that's to help others to be able to achieve the things that they want to achieve. I know this without a shadow of a doubt, that that is my mission,
And
that
I
that is
see
my
that
purpose.
in you. It
Yeah.
comes across very clear.
Thank you.
You know exactly
Thank
where you are
you.
meant to be, and that you are where you are meant to be, and
Yes.
that you're doing your work with confidence,
Yeah.
and that you are making an impact. And I can see
Yes.
that in you.
Yeah.
It just flows right through
Thank
you.
you. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. I appreciate you. I
Hmm.
appreciate you. So share with me about a little bit more about how you work with your clients. What do you do?
With my clients, I'm a habit finder coach. We do
Hmm.
similar work, although I love your gratitude journal. That's that's something I think I may have to pick up on. So,
Yes.
yes, for sure. My work, we work with an assessment. The assessment is as accurate as taking your temperature with a thermometer, and it shows
Mhm.
you your habits of thinking. It shows you if it's the analytical or the perfectionism or overcompensating, all the different ways that our minds have formed habits. And
Yeah.
then I help people become aware of their dialogue so that then they're able to
Mhm.
see that it's a habit. And then we
Mhm.
bring in there's called 6 habits or I call them the success habits that are kind of universal for everyone in a sense, but it helps us to be able to learn how to truly connect with people and
Mhm.
how to build relationship outside of any sort of an agenda, but just commune
Mhm.
and find the infinite value in life with people, and
Yes.
also how to then visualize what they really want to do with their life and how
Yes.
to bring it into the physical world, how to structure their mind to support them in that work, and
Yes.
and then in the very end, it's finding joy in your journey, and it heals your self-esteem. So going through all of
Mhm.
that, and it helps people really find their real, true, authentic self, which
Yes.
is gathering all of who they are and everything
Mhm.
that they have, and then bringing it to the world in service. Like, how can my life be of service to others? And that's where we really find our truest joy, is knowing that
Yes.
our life makes a difference in somebody else's life. So that's my
Yes.
work
It
in a
really
nutshell.
is.
And I've just been
Yes,
doing it
it's
for
very, very similar to what I
it
do.
is.
Very much. We're very much in line because I do every year I do like a vision board event. And in that vision board, it's I teach them in that I'll have guest speakers, but then I'll speak about visualization because I think that's one of the things that some people have a hard time with because their mindset is not in a place of being able to really visualize. They'll have a vision because there's a difference between a vision and visualization. So they may
Mm-hmm.
have a vision of what they want, and those are the pictures that they place on their vision board. But to visualize it is really putting yourself in that place.
We've frozen again.
Sorry, a call was coming in.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so putting yourself in that place to be able to say, to feel that you're in it. So I remember a manager told me a long time ago, don't dress for the position that you're in, dress for the position that you want. You ever
Okay.
remember
Yeah.
that saying?
Mm-hmm.
So if you are a sales rep, but you want to be a manager, don't dress like a sales rep, dress like a manager. And what
Right.
that does is that puts you into the vision of being a manager. So that's the same thing as visualizing. So if you say that you want this over here, you have to put yourself in that place to visualize it and see it and feel it and know that you're in that place, not where you are now. Because if you continuously, if you say, okay, I want this over here, but my energy and everything is still here in this place, it makes it difficult to get over there,
Mm-hmm.
because you're not placing yourself into that vision, into that realm of saying, I'm already there.
Right.
That's who I am. Not here. I'm over here. And it's the same, it's that same concept. So that visualization is key. And that's why the mindset is key. Because once you start
Mm-hmm.
shifting your mindset, you're able to visualize more effectively. Because now your mindset isn't set to limiting doubts or limiting beliefs and things. So it's key of what you're doing, and it's key like what we're doing, because at the end of it all, at the base of everything for success in life and all that we want to do and achieve, our mindset has to be in alignment with that.
Mm-hmm. It does.
Yes.
Otherwise, you're going to limit yourself and you're going to talk
Yes.
yourself out of it. And yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
totally agree.
I agree completely. So we probably should do something one day. Do a virtual lunch and learn on
Yeah.
mindset.
Yeah, for
Yes.
sure.
Most definitely do a co-class together about mindset and really help
Yeah.
to transform and elevate other people's life, or at least give them a little spark of what it's like to transform once they change their mindset, shift their mindset, that they'll start to see life differently. Their
Yeah. It's
perspective will
almost like a
shift.
whole different level of reality, is what I've
It
really come to see.
is. It
Mm-hmm.
really and truly is a complete different reality, because you're no longer seeing the world the way that you did. You're not seeing
Mm-hmm.
the limitations. Now you're seeing the abundance. Now you're seeing the possibilities. Now you're seeing the infinite opportunities that are in front of us. Now you're
Yeah.
open and tuned into being receptive versus being resistant.
Yeah. I want to kind
Yeah,
of use my singing for an example here because, like, with my singing, I've always kept it to myself, and because I was afraid of judgment, and because I actually
really,
had influences telling me that it was a waste of time and all sorts of like I shouldn't be pursuing it, and
really.
so yeah, so
Oh,
yeah, so I finally do, but like the mindset and the dialogue that I've had to work through is like expectation. Like, well, if you're going to come out, that means that you have to like go big. You have to be like really famous and like whatever. And I'm just like, no, that's nonsense. That's limiting. I don't
yeah,
have to be anything than what is coming towards me. And I don't know what that is, but I'm going to enjoy singing and using my voice every day of my life,
yeah,
regardless of how big it grows. And I'm not putting any limits on it. This
No
is just a
limit.
gift for me to enjoy, for it to overflow into the lives of people around me. It doesn't have to
Yes.
be anything
Yes.
other than what it is. So,
Yes. I
yeah.
love it. I love it. I love it. You will be the light to whatever, whoever, because your voice will spark something in. It may not spark in everyone, but it doesn't matter because it's something you love, that you believe in, that you
Yeah.
feel, that fills you up,
Right.
you know. So I say just go for it. Just do it. No matter what
Yeah.
anyone has to say. Don't
And
worry about what they have
and
to
that's what
say
the
or their
mindset
limiting
work is,
doubts.
right? Because it's not about what
Yes,
people think. It's
it
not even
does.
about what I think. It's about
Right.
living fully. It's about what makes me happy, what brings me
Yeah.
joy. And then all of those
Yes.
thoughts that want to try to stop it, just be like, I'm having fun. I'm going to go have
I
fun.
know. Isn't it
Yeah.
amazing how because sometimes we get so afraid, and that limiting when we limit ourselves is really coming from a place of fear. You
Yeah.
know, so I tell people, when I tell people I'm afraid of heights, I know I have a legit fear of heights. They go, well, no, no, you don't, because you like to go zip lining and parasailing and do all and walk on suspension bridges and do all this crazy stuff. I said, that doesn't mean that the fear isn't there. I just don't
Right.
let the fear keep me from living life, from keep me from doing something that I want to do. I'm turning 47 on April 23rd, and I plan to go skydiving. My friends think I'm crazy. I'm like, you're not afraid of heights? I said, no, I really am. But I do it anyway because in life, if we limit the things that we choose to do, to limit the things that we want to do, I don't let the fear control me. I work through the fear. I know the fear is there, but I take a deep breath and I leap anyway
Mm-hmm.
because I
Amen.
know in the end, I am going to there's joy on the other side of fear.
Right.
There's bliss on the other side of that fear. So I'm not going to let the fear be that wall or that barrier for me to enjoy that bliss. So if I have an interest in doing it, I'm going to do it.
That's
You know?
fabulous.
So I think it's so wonderful. And everyone else, I just tell them, just do it. Even if you do it once, if you like it, great. If you don't, great. You did
Right. Then
it.
you know. Then you
Yes, now
know.
you know. Because
Yeah.
the worst thing in the world to me is to wake up with the what ifs. If I had only done this, what if I had done this? What if I had tried this? I don't want to live life that way. We don't have to
Right.
live life that way. And just because someone tells you you can't do something doesn't mean you can't. Look at, there was a video I shared a few months ago about an individual. It was a young boy, maybe teenage or young man, and he didn't have, like, I think he didn't have a hand. One of his hands or his arm was amputated or something like that. And they said that he couldn't play the piano. But to hear him play was one of the most beautiful things I've seen. He sat there and played the piano. He had his one limb and then his fingers, and he played it beautifully, gracefully. Even though people say there's no way you could play the piano because you don't have two hands, but he
Right.
did it anyway. So that just goes to show us. That just goes to show that there are things that we can achieve. I've seen videos of people who are weightlifters, and they say you can't be a weightlifter because you don't have your limbs, but they're lifting
Mm.
weights. They're doing great
Wow.
things, you know. So there are no limitations. If we
No.
have the desire, if we have the belief, and we have that drive and the mindset to go forward, nothing can stop us. Nothing.
Mm-hmm. And
No.
that goes back into what you were saying earlier about having your own journey and your own story and your own
Yes.
experience of life, because that's where you
Yes.
find that passion. That's where you find that love that's
Yes.
limitless, that says you
Yes.
go for it.
Yes. You just
Yeah.
go for it to live life limitless
Mm-hmm.
because there are no limits. I mean, think about all the things that we're capable of. Think about everything that's on this in this world, in this on this planet. How, as human beings, we have an intellect that allows us to think creatively. I mean, we built planes and cars and buildings and roads and tapped into the energy source to create electricity. There
Yeah,
is an infinite possibility of things that we can accomplish. And there's a reason for that. Because we are divinely gifted to be able to do that. We are given gifts to be able to see more than what the than what just our eyes can see, so to speak.
exactly.
So that is just the most beautiful, most wonderful thing. That is so amazing. Don't you find that just amazing? So it goes back to our mindsets, because our minds can think infinitely. We only use a small portion of our minds, of our brain.
Right, right.
So there's just so many possibilities when we open it up to seeing the possibilities and believing in those possibilities. There's no stopping us. I mean,
And then when we co-collaborate with other people that are
yeah.
in that same space, oh my,
Oh my, I
oh
know.
my.
I love your energy. I love your energy and your spirit. So we are definitely going to co-collaborate, my dear. You have
I'm
a
looking forward
beautiful
to it.
soul.
Thank you. You
You're
are too.
welcome. Thank you.
No. We should probably wrap up our call. My
Yes.
husband just got home and
Okay. Yeah, 'cause I was
he's gonna
looking
get
at the
some
time. He's about
rest.
to walk
So
in and speak with these
yeah,
young ladies and instill some light into them and let them know that no matter what the mistakes that they've gone through or mistakes that they have made, they're not mistakes but lessons. And that goes
yes.
to that mindset shift. So instead of looking at it as a mistake, look at it as a lesson, as a learning opportunity. It's a lesson out of that that's going to help you to be better and to help you to expand your mind and your opportunities out there. So,
Hmm.
yeah.
Well, I will be
Yeah.
thinking of you and all those
Thank
ladies and lifting you
you.
guys up with love and light.
Thank
That
you.
all that
Lifting
work
you
can
up
be
with
done
me.
well. I just feel
Thank
such a
you.
connection with you. I'm gonna set up a time. We're gonna talk.
Okay, definitely, definitely. We are going to talk.
Yeah.
So, sending love, light, and gratitude. Thank you so much for having me on your live. I really appreciate you just being a light
Appreciate you too.
and spreading your joy and just opening up your page and your connections and your heart and your mind and this beautiful conversation that we've had. I'm so grateful and appreciative for you. And I look
Me
forward to
too.
many, many more because I feel it in my spirit. We are collaborating.
Oh
We're
yes,
definitely
I
collaborating.
feel
Yeah.
it too. I feel it
Yes.
too.
All right. Enjoy your family and your little one and your husband. Enjoy the rest of your day. So,
Yes.
and everyone else who's out there listening, enjoy the rest of your day. Sending love, light, gratitude, abundance, and high illuminating vibrations to all. All right.
Amen. Yes. The
Blessings.
renewing of our minds.
The
All
renewing of
right.
our minds and our spirit. So, blessings, peace, and
All
namaste.
right. Namaste.
Namaste. Bye.
Bye bye. Oh, what a wonderful conversation that was. Thank you so much, Angelique. I look forward to talking with you soon. Thank you, everybody else who is here and watched with us. It is so true. Lift up your heart, open it wide. Love and light, let it shine in you. And if you're needing help with some of those mindset things, please don't hesitate. Reach out. I am here to help, and there are other people. Angelique is here to help. There's other people here to help who've been on the journey and so want to help everybody come to this place of new life. All right. Have a wonderful day. Love you. Mwah.